Well, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Carlika Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And look, you all, I know we are here early for the Epic series, but look, we have an amazing guest with us all the way from the Netherlands, right? And so, look, it's 9 p.m. 9:01 her time and 3 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time. So we wanted to respect her time and have her on as early as possible so she's not up like wee hours of the morning trying to hop on here with us. Hey, Selena, good afternoon, everyone. And so look, as you come on, say hey, hi, hello, say something when you enter the room. Go ahead and hit that share button as well. And I know this is a different time for a lot of us, but look, we don't care. We make accommodations. We make it happen, right? We take action and make it happen. We take action and make it happen. And so we have Ester Sanders here with us from the Netherlands. You all, look, I told you the Epic series is all over it's global. It's a global movement talking with women about having transparent, transformational conversations. And so look, I'm excited to have this conversation with her, but a few things. Let's get these things out of the way. If you are looking for a community of women that's praying for you, pushing you, and look, we're ready to praise and celebrate all of your amazing accomplishments, we invite you. It's just an invitation, okay? So no pressure. We invite you to join the Women Who Pray Facebook community, you all. So we're excited about what God is doing in that community. And then on May 17th, we have our Epic Boot Camp, and I am super excited. This is one of my favorite programs that I have because it just gets right to the point. If you're ready to take action, then this boot camp is for you. Now, if you enjoy being stagnant, you enjoy being stuck, and you're like, look, I don't want to elevate my life. I like being mediocre or whatever the case may be. I just love being stuck. Then this is not for you. I'm sorry. This program is for people who are ready to take massive action, they're saying, you know what? I'm tired of being where I am. I know there's more to me than this. I know there's more to me, and I'm ready to tap into the clarity of my purpose. I'm ready to have more confidence and more consistency in my life. And so I just invite you to join, get registered for the Epic Boot Camp. That is the link right there. Yes, we take action and make it happen. Come on, somebody. We take action and make it happen. And so as you're coming on, make sure you're speaking all of those amazing things. And so I'm getting ready to bring Esther on. Hey, Esther.
Hey, Kalika. Hi. And hi, all.
So this is Esther. You all, Ester Sanders is with us. And you all know I've been asking all of our guests only 5 things, right? 5 things that they want us to know about them. And so let me go quickly through Esther's, right? She's on a mission. How many of us are on a mission, right? When you know your purpose, when you know your calling, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. It doesn't matter if you just had a COVID shot like me and I feel a little lightheaded. I had my second dose today and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, but I'm here, right? I'm still showing them. Now after this, I'm going to be in the bed, Esther. I'm going to be in the bed just like you. But she's on a mission to help women all over the world heal from abortion. Wow, you all, we have not talked about this topic. We have not. Because she truly believes that it's possible and that the grief and pain of the loss is not something you have to carry for your whole entire life. And so many women they have the shame, they have the guilt, and they don't even want to tell anyone because they're afraid of what people are going to say, what people are going to think, like, oh my God, you did that. And so I love your mission, Esther. She's also on a mission to create openness, right? It's like menopause. Why does it have to be a taboo topic? Why aren't we having the conversations and making it easy to have these heartfelt, sometimes shameful conversations that some people are still living in that shame and guilt. So she's to create openness and talking about abortion so it will be easier for women to heal and feel accepted. She says, I've had an abortion myself, and being able to connect with my unborn daughter's soul and accepting her into my life is an important part of what helped me be at peace with it. She loves nature, especially the forest. She loves taking long walks there and would love to go and experience vast forests and nature reserves throughout the world. Lastly, she is kind-hearted and she accepts you just as you are. So again, Esther, welcome all the way from the Netherlands. I appreciate you just hopping on and having this transparent conversation because this is a topic that's kind of difficult to talk about. Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
kind of, it's difficult to talk about. And so walk us through, you said you had an abortion yourself. And so walk us through that journey, and you can introduce yourself in your own way, but definitely walk us through that journey.
Yeah, I'm not really good at introducing myself, so I'll just dive into the journey. You did a wonderful introduction already, so I had an abortion when I was 19, and I just wasn't ready. I chose that, and in the years after, I have a lot of, mostly I just lived past it. I forgot it. Well, not really, but I lived past it, and sometimes it came up a bit, and I shared it with someone because I just had to. But otherwise, I kept quiet, totally about it. Even my parents didn't know.
Wow. Wow. And so you said you were 19.
Yeah.
19. And what was your, what were your thoughts? Like, I know I'm not ready to be a mom, or I'm not just ready for the responsibility.
I was in university, second year, and that's what I've worked towards all my life. Or, well, I didn't really know something else. I was really good at with my brain, so that's kind of all I knew, and I loved it. There was a lot of travel involved in that study as well, because it was classical languages, Greek and Latin, so we could travel to Greece, to Italy.
Wow.
And I just didn't see how I could combine that ever.
Wow. Wow. And you know what? There's so many other women out there. Selena even says, I had an abortion as well. My mother made me get one because she felt I was not ready. And so that is the case of a lot of different women saying, hey, I'm not ready. Now, even so, walk us through the day that you decided to go to the clinic and you got there. Like, what was going on through your mind? What were your emotions? Before, like, once you got there, and then once you had the procedure?
I don't remember very well because it was almost 30 years ago. I do remember some things, that they the talk beforehand, that they kind of, well, said well, not really, that was a stupid thing to get pregnant, but it kind of felt they blamed me.
Wow. So
Um,
let me ask you this, Esther, did you have a mutual agreement between the father, or, and
yes,
okay.
he was there as well.
Oh, wow. So
Um,
years later, you said you don't really remember that much. So years later, what made you start talking out about it? Were you still feeling guilty, shameful, or did you have thoughts of wondering, like, what did this child look like? What was going on mentally?
I felt shame and guilt, yes. And when I was 26, I finally told my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really, emotional conversation.
I'm sure.
I was scared to tell her before, but then we became closer again. I felt I could tell her. And she didn't blame me at all. She wasn't mad or anything. She just felt very sad that she wasn't able to be there for me at that time.
Wow.
Because I couldn't tell her.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess sometimes, you think at 19, it's almost those thoughts of, would you really be there for me? Are you going to be upset with me? Are you going to try to talk me out of it? Like, what would be the emotions versus at 26? I'm an adult. We can have pretty much an adult conversation
Yeah.
where not only are you listening to me, but you hear my heart.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
So how did you go about healing from that?
Yeah, that was about a year later. When I was 27, I met my husband. He's still my husband now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I thought, well, now I want to have children. Now I would love to. And then I found out we couldn't because he had had a vasectomy a few years earlier because he had already children with his previous wife.
Wow.
And then all the pain of the abortion came to the surface.
Wow.
So I told him.
I can only imagine because now you said, once I got married, I'm like, okay, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
And he's had a whole vasectomy because he had children prior, and apparently he didn't want any more.
Well, there were some issues around that, so
right. So I can only imagine for yourself, probably thinking like, did you beat yourself up? Like, I probably shouldn't have did that because now, I mean,
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. I was feeling extra guilty and sad because, well, yeah, thinking back, was that my only chance?
Wow.
And did I take that away from me? And still, when I look back then and I put myself in my shoes of my 90-year-old me, I still would have made the same choice. So looking at it like that, I didn't feel regret.
Right.
But it was very painful.
Wow. I can only imagine because, for some, we've seen people that have multiple abortions. We've seen some who have one, and then later on down the road, they can't have children because of scarring and all, so many other things. But I don't think, we see people that, they're protesting against abortion, all of these different things. And even for those who haven't, I don't think anyone ever really talks about the mental behind it. Right. I think a lot of people talk about the procedure and they talk about all of those things, but they don't really talk about the mental distress.
No, they talk a lot about why you shouldn't do it or should do it, or everyone has an opinion about it, but they're not really talking about what it does to someone. Right. Because even the well, there are some people that don't feel a lot of pain around it, and I'm glad for them. But wow. for most, that's not the case.
Wow.
Even later, it can come up. Well, as I saw, as I experienced.
Right. Wow. I'm so thankful of you just being so transparent in sharing your journey and your story, and to have a mission as such as to help women heal from it. Right. Because when it's all said and done, once it's done, it's nothing we can do. It's nothing that can be done. It's nothing we can do about it. It's, what I mean? It's just nothing. So now it's done. Where do we go from here? It's done. Yeah. Do you walk around with regret? It's done. How do I heal? Or do I still, beat myself up years later for a decision that, that I made? And you said something in your 5 points that you've been able to connect with your unborn daughter. Do you mind sharing how you've been able to do that?
No, not at all. That's when I had met my husband, and through him I came into contact with spirituality. That was a whole new world for me. So he suggested that actually. Before that, my pregnancy was, well, it was something I didn't want, and I didn't even feel pregnant, and so I never had connected with with my daughter, because there was no feeling around that at all.
Wow.
And that's maybe unimaginable for some women, or for a lot of women, but perhaps recognizable for some as well.
I mean, I can definitely, I definitely hear what you're saying, where, I mean, it's even for some women, Esther, who even give birth, they don't have a connection with the child. Especially if it's someone who gave birth and maybe they didn't really want the child, or certain things, there's still a lack of an emotional connection. even with that newborn. And, some women go through the postpartum depression, and that causes a disconnect as well, where, so I can understand with you, depending on what space and place you were in at that time in your life. And especially if you already had the decision, it's like, once our mind is made up for something, we can bury all of the emotions, we can bury all of the feelings to just do what it is that we're going to do. And then, like you said, it wasn't until years later that it was like, whoa, this is still bothering me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not that I didn't have any emotion on the day itself, but it's more afterwards that I remember. But years after still, yeah.
Wow.
And then,
wow. So that is amazing. I just say that is amazing that you have a mission to help other women through that grieving process or that healing process to get to the place where, especially when we see so many women who, if it's not an abortion, some they have miscarriages, or, even when we see the ones who have children, and they're not in a position to either take care of them, they're not in a position to really, or they don't spend that quality time with them and different things. I can only imagine, probably, when you hear of stories of things happening to children, how that may or may not affect you.
Yeah, not in on a personal level. I've also healed from the not being able to have children. Mm-hmm. That was all grieving process in itself. But I I feel very connected to children in general. So if children are hurt, that pains me.
Wow. Yeah. I can definitely sense that, where your love and your heart for children, they really have a sacred place with you. And you probably, if you could probably adopt all the ones that could be adopted, you probably would.
I've thought about it, adoption, yeah.
I'm sure, but to have this car, so you all, we're talking with Ester Sanders on this afternoon. She is in the Netherlands, so that's why we are live at 3 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time, because it's after 9 o'clock over there, right? Like, Esther's supposed to be in bed, but she said, you know what?
It's dark here.
But I appreciate you. I appreciate you also. Ester supports and guides women with the grieving process and the healing process of after having an abortion, letting you know that, you know what? You don't have to let this haunt you for the rest of your life. You don't have to allow this decision that you've made to just dictate how the rest of your life is going to be. And, even on a spiritual note, because I'm a Jesus girl all day long. God forgives us. He forgives us for all of our sins. He forgives us for all of our decisions. And so we have to forgive ourselves, though. And I think that is the hard part. A lot of us have not forgiven ourselves, whether it's an abortion, whether it's some type of addiction, whatever that may be. Those disappointments in our life, a lot of people haven't forgiven themselves. So what is one thing that you would say to someone in starting forgiving themselves, or even on the healing journey? What is, one tip that you could provide to say, look, get started, and you can take action starting today?
The first and most important step, all the steps are important, but the first step is to acknowledge that that you had an abortion, that you chose that, even whether you're forced into that decision or not, or if it was a very painful decision or an easy one. But you have to start with acknowledging that you made that decision.
Yes.
Or if you really forced and you couldn't, I also hear from women who are actually forced by their parents or their partners. It's still, then you can acknowledge that it happened to you, and that you make the decision that to want to heal from that, to make your life better, even with that happening to you.
I love it. I love it. So you all, the first thing is to acknowledge, right? A lot of times,
Yeah.
disappointments and bad things that we tend to want to bury, we'll bury them so far down that we try to forget them. And then it may be something that triggers that thought. And no one may even know, because it's those silent whispers, it's those silent things, those internal things that no one else can see, that you're crying on the inside, but you have no tears streaming down your face. And so people may not know that you're broken. They may not understand that you're hurting. They may not understand that, look, I want some help, but I don't know who to turn to. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who I can trust, and all of those things. And so I get it, because we've all had some disappointments in our life, whether it's an abortion, whether whatever, a relationship, whatever it may be, something with our children, anything. We've had some disappointments, but now is your time. Today is your day to say, you know what? I want to live a life that's free. Free of guilt, free of shame, free of embarrassment, and just, you know what, be free. The Bible says that God has given us, you know what, we're to be free, but be free indeed. To have peace, right? And so a lot of times we don't have peace because these thoughts, they're always going on our mind like a. Now people are slipping into depression and suicidal ideations and different things as such. And there's help, there's hope, and there's help.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yeah. Can I say something about the guilt? And you asked about the connecting with my daughter.
Yes.
Yes. Those are connected for me. First, how I connected was through meditation. Just go inside and first start feeling, would it have been a boy or a girl? And that's the first time I actually felt that. And I soon felt it would have been a girl. And then I, build on that connection. And I gave her a name. And afterwards, I've made drawings of her so I could see her. And I could also talk to her. And she was the one in the end who could help me most on, together with my husband, by the way, on not blaming myself anymore, not feeling guilty. Because she told me a number of times that it was okay for her. Wow. She was in a good place.
Wow. Wow. That's very comforting to know, especially, and once again though, you, like you said, you had to acknowledge and then accept, right? Acknowledge and accept, and then embrace that, you know what, this is not the end of my life. This is, you know what, this is a decision that I made, and I'm not going to allow this decision to dictate the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And it takes courage, right? It takes courage to step out of that box. It takes courage to step out of that mindset and that mind frame to even get there. Yes, Selena says, yes, the mental part is very important. Meditation is huge, and it will take you to healing. I'm a firm believer in meditation too, Esther. Every day we have to, like, I don't care if it's 5 or 10 minutes, you got to take some time for your mental. Take some time, like before you start your day. I'm a firm believer, how you start your day and how you finish your day is so important. How you start your day, to me, sets the tone for the rest of the day. You ever been rushing and it feel like for the whole day you was rushing? It's like you never could catch up, right? Like never, like, where's the time? I'm here, I'm there. And you're just exhausted and you only did like 5 things for the day. And you're just like, okay, let's hit the reset button and start over tomorrow. Let's start over tomorrow. But Esther, let us know, what do you have coming up, or any programs or anything that you have, because I know it's later on your end, and so I definitely
you're breaking up a bit.
Want to respect your time. So many women out there still.
You were breaking up a bit, yeah. So I didn't get all what you said. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
I said, I don't know what's going on with this. Internet must be acting crazy. I don't know either. But what do you have coming up? How can people connect with you?
They can connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn, but they can also, I have a free PDF guide, 12, a 12-step journey to heal from abortion. So they can go and download that. I think you have the link for it. But I can also send it to you again.
I don't know why this is thing. I don't know why it's going out. Like it's like we.
No, your side is frozen again.
Right. Selena says I'm breaking up. Selena, yeah, it's just going out. It's my internet. It's my internet. I can see the bars. So okay. I don't know. Maybe they're working on something. Maybe it's getting ready to storm. That means we're gonna get some good sleep. Esther. I think you did send. I am looking right now for your. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the comments after this is over.
Okay, I can find it if you want, but I don't know. Can I put it in a chat and you get that, or?
Yeah, or you can put it in chat. Either way, I'll definitely put it in. Thank you, Selena. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this internet because you all know this has never happened before. So I'm just looking like, what's going on?
The Dutch curse. I hope not.
It may just be, in Georgia, sometimes during this time of year, we have so many thunderstorms sometimes in the afternoon, and it still be extremely hot though, like just hot. It doesn't cool it off or anything, but it's just hot. So I'm trying to, I will try and copy and paste this in the chat. Either way, I'll make sure it gets in the comments once this is even over. I sure will. And so you all, Esther has came up here on today and we appreciate her. This is definitely a topic that needs to be discussed even more globally, and making it comfortable for women to have the uncomfortable conversations, right? Because it is an uncomfortable conversation. The same way women, we don't want to talk about menopause, but we have to. We don't want to talk about certain things, but we have to, because these are the things that's happening in our world, in our society. And we're not here to judge anyone. We're not here to judge anyone because all of us have something that we're fighting. I just went out. that we have to do, that we're working to do better in. And so whatever that may be for you, all we're saying is F it, right? Faith it, face it, and fulfill it, right? Whatever you're believing for, go after that thing like never before. Face your challenges head on. Take time to deal and take time to heal. Your situations are temporary. They do not have to be a permanent home unless you want them to, right? And then be committed to fulfilling the purpose. Be committed to fulfilling that God-given thing that he's given you to do. Why? Because none of us can do your purpose for you. We out here doing our own purpose. And so look, you all, thank you for those tuning in. If you're catching this in the replay, #replay. I know for us, even I went live one Sunday and people like, you going live on a Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning? Look, we have international women and we make the accommodations. We make it happen for our international women because we appreciate them. It's nighttime where Esther is. Look, we still got the whole day ahead of us. But it's nighttime. It's 9:30 over there. And so, Esther, I say thank you for showing up. Thank you for being transparent and sharing your story. Thank you for that 12-step PDF. I'm going to put the link in the comments, lady. If you have not shared, make sure you share the video out. I'll be sharing it as well because this isn't our normal time. So I'll be sharing it out. It is on YouTube as well. This conversation is on YouTube and on Facebook. So look, share it out. If you're catching this in the replay, #replay. Esther, once again, thank you so much. Go ahead and get in the bed, end your night. Go get in the bed with your hubby and have a good night. And I'm feeling a little, like I said, I had the second COVID shot today. So I'm feeling a little, I've been a little lightheaded since I got it this morning. And so I'm just like, and my arm is like sore, but I feel like really lightheaded. So I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay down too, Esther. I'm laying down at 3:30 in the afternoon. But thank you so much. Have an amazing night. All the way, you all, Esther is all the way from the Netherlands. And so I told you the Epic Show is international. So if you have any other friends or who may want to come up here and give their story, they are more than welcome to do so. We make it happen. Selena says, have a good night, Esther.
Thank you, Selena. You too. Have a good day, I think.
Right. Esther's like, whatever time it is over there, y'all have a good day. Perspective. You change your life. Let me say that again. When you change your perspective, you change your life. I am Carlika Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And I will talk to you all later. All right, you all. We are out of here. Esther going to bed, y'all.